Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Patera here, and we've got a great video for you today. We have a recipe that's been going in the crock pot all day just to make a special video for you, so I'm going to go over it bit by bit and one by one so you too know how to make it. It's potato soup. This is one of the best recipes that I could ever give to you if you are a mother, especially if you are a working mom. Maybe you wake up one day and you're not feeling that great, or maybe you've got a couple of sick little ones, or you've got a crazy day out in the field or in the barn and you need something easy to go to for dinner time. This is the recipe that you're going to enjoy, especially with cold weather coming. So I got this recipe from a friend of mine. I call her Aunt Jody. She's a great cook. She can bake beautiful pies, and when she told me about this recipe, it's probably been 3 or 4 years ago, she shared it with me on Facebook. I was pretty eager to try it, and we were very pleased, and it has now become one of our family favorites. So we're going to go through the ingredients one by one. It's very simple and very easy. You can also change this up to a more organic version if you would prefer, and we'll talk about that. The first thing you're going to do, easy, crock pot. You're going to spray your crock pot a little bit. I use an organic coconut spray just to know that I've done that. The next item, which is your main item in this, is of course potato, right? Because it's potato soup. You can dice your own potatoes, peel them, dice them. I would recommend maybe stick them in the freezer for an on-hand version, when it's ready to go for this recipe. But for the sake of this video, we're going with this version right here. 1 whole bag of plain diced hash browns. Not the shaved or the shredded, but the actual cubed. You're going to put that into the crock pot. I've already done that this morning. This is going to be something that you put on early morning. I put this on around 9:30 this morning, so it's going to be great and ready to go by 6 o'clock for dinner. So item number 1. Item number 2 is going to be chicken broth. You can use your canned version. We've talked about that in a previous video about how to make chicken broth. Go for it. But for the sake of ease, you need to put in 3 cans. These are 14.5 ounces of just plain chicken broth. You can use, obviously I've got a less sodium version here. You can, however you want to do that. That's up to you. Remember, you can change it up. So 3 cans opened, poured on top of the hash browns in the crock pot this morning. The next item you're going to add is a can of cream of chicken. If you make your own version of cream of chicken, a more natural or organic version, go for it. If you buy organic versions at the store, try it out. But you're going to add 1 can of that also. So you're adding 4 cans total, 3 chicken broth, 1 cream of chicken. You're going to put that in the crock pot, okay? The last thing that I always add is about 1/3 of a diced onion. What I can recommend to you is I buy onions, actually I don't buy them anymore. I grew some this year. I took a whole large onion, I sliced it, I put it in my chopper, I made little diced versions, small pieces. So even if you want to cut it with a knife, use smaller pieces. About 1/3 of an onion is what I end up using, and I just sprinkle it in there because that does add flavor to the soup. And the rest of it, as you can see here, I put in a bag and I freeze it. So it's all, I can always have a on-hand bag of onions for spaghetti or this soup or other recipes. Okay? So you're going to start with your crock pot, your hash browns, cream of chicken, your actual chicken broth, and your onions. And you're going to put the crock pot on low, and you're going to let that cook for about 6 to 8 hours. Okay? And it's really going to start to boil and simmer. If you come home, you obviously want to stir it up, and at that point you're going to add the next ingredient. So you've let those items cook all day. Simple. Took 3 minutes to put this together, and it's doing the work for you all day. About an hour or so before you are ready to eat, you're going to take 1 bar, as you will, of cream cheese. Whatever version you want to use is fine, but I would highly recommend that you not use the 1/3 less fat or fat-free. If you want to use organic, I certainly have that on hand from Trader Joe's and whatever. You want to add 1 whole bar of the Philly cream cheese about an hour, hour and a half to the time set in which you want to eat the soup. And I just open it up, and it's already, it's either been sitting out all day because it was coming out of the freezer, or maybe the day before I've let it completely thaw out. You want it thawed completely through, okay, so it'll continue to melt real nice into the soup. You put that in there. I put it in chunks in there. Watch it every 15-20 minutes. I'll just stir it, make sure that the cream cheese is completely mixing through. You can then at that point add a little bit of salt. Not much. You won't need a lot of salt. I use natural sea salt. Just do a little sprinkle in there. And then I also like to add just a hair or a dash or two of pepper. You can use the black ground pepper. In this case, I use the white. But that's totally up to you. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to be blown away at how good this soup is. So like I said, you can make it the exact version I just shown you. Maybe try it that way the first time. And then of course, that going forward, because you're going to make it again, maybe make your own organic version. Very, very easy to do. We like to scoop it out. It's, of course, very hot. It's very creamy. We always like to add the topping of shredded cheese. You can add bacon bits on top of this. There will be none left. If there is, it's a great warm-up item the next day for you to take to work, or to have for a quick handy-dandy lunch item. We very rarely have leftovers with this. There's 5 of us, and after we eat at least 2 bowls each, because it's so good, there's not a whole lot left. So there's never any waste with this, ever. And of course, I will recommend, you're going to want to add bread. I want to show you what we did. We make crusty bread in our Dutch oven down here. I posted about this the other day on the Facebook, and a lot of folks were interested in it. If you want to learn how to make your very own quick and easy, I think it's 3 total ingredients and then water in your Dutch oven, go to Becky'sHomestead.com. I love this recipe. It makes 2 whole loaves. So we always slice this and serve it with it, or you could do dinner rolls, however you want to do it. So I hope you try this potato soup out. I'm sure you're going to find that it makes dinner every now and then very easy on you. So we thank you for supporting us. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. And we are now on Instagram. So we'll get some pictures of this up for you later. Hope you enjoy this. Hope you try it out. And we'll talk to y'all soon.